Hello, welcome to another episode of Live at MCX, where we have conversations with experts, partners, and pros about anything under creative media technology. And if you're into audio and video production, live events, broadcasts, or even a budding content creator or a live streamer, stick around because this is right up your alley. Now, this episode continues to dive into the latest trends in video production. And with us today, of course, first of all, our co-host, Majd, M-A-J-D, if ever you're confused about it. And, of course, we have Jruzz with us today. How are you?
Yo, what's up, guys? Jruzz and guys, Lawrence, Majd. Thanks for having me here.
Thanks
Cool.
to you. How are you, Lawrence? How are you, Gerald?
I'm good. All good. Very good.
All good. So, thank you for joining us. There's a lot
Welcome.
of things we
Happy to be
have
here.
to discuss today. And
Let's get it on.
this is gonna be one of our it's a very relevant episode for the market really today.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
I think let's start.
Great. Let's start. So we'll have
Sure.
a couple of questions for you today,
Okay.
Jruzz,
Yeah.
and just tell us as much as possible about you. So let's start with your name.
Oh, my name is Jruzz, but it's a shortened name for my real name is Jruzz. Not so many people knew about it. So the story behind it was my John was kind of misspelled. So John's supposed to be spelled as John, right? But I don't know, my father was drunk when he signed the paper, so he spelled it Jhon, which ended up like a burden to me my whole life, my documents growing up, my school papers, whatever, they all misspelled my name, so it became a burden. So when I grew up, I was like, let's just remove the Hon and correct both, two names and make it Jruzz. And it ended up good because it kind of unique, and people liked it. And
Everyone is suffering in creating his nickname.
I think only Majd with the 4-letter word is gonna be the easiest thing to
It was funny when I started my Instagram. When I was created my username, nobody has that name, Jruzz. Nobody. So I got it, and then I was just lucky, and then
It's unique. It's really unique.
yeah. So Jruzz is mine. I can say it's mine.
Great. So you run a company, right? Tell us.
Yes, it's been running since 2017. It's named Creative Comic. Still going strong. So it's been how many years now? 6 years. So yeah, everything is fine. So
How is it? What do you do?
so we offer photography and videography to mostly corporates. That's most of my clients. I'm also running events, social media, marketing. So that's what I do on my business side. And for my personal side, I have my own branding. I have my social media, as Jruzz. So I also gain leads from that, from brand collaborations, from workshops, from tutorials. So that's what I do.
from podcast guestings.
Podcast guestings, yeah.
And this is and Creative Comic as a company, you've been since 2017.
17, yeah. So
It's
2017.
been a while.
Yeah, but
Congrats.
I've been freelancing since I can't remember, but but 2017 was the year that I said that let's go full time, establish our own company, and until now I'm still happy that it's still going. After all everything that happened, pandemic, I can say that I survived.
So
Strong company.
and if ever one of our main objectives of this is really for artists or for
Cool.
professionals like you, this is a platform.
sure.
And Creative Comic, if you need anything on,
And I applaud you for that. That's really good reason, guys.
yeah, thank you. Our marketing team is really doing its job, especially the manager who's
Cool.
actually at the back
The manager
and
is
managing the
amazing.
audience.
I wonder who that is.
Yeah. He's a very
Not so important, I think.
yeah, no need to show him on camera because I think our cameraman is trying to find him. It's okay. Let him stay anonymous.
Okay.
Okay, so how important is content creation on social media to you?
Oh, for me, well, it's important because
You
that,
post regularly.
yeah, exactly. That's basically where I get my leads, for my business, and that's also I basically enjoy my free time. I also enjoy talking to my followers, engaging with them. So yeah, content creation is very important for me, and that's also where I get my peace whenever I create content for my social media. Whenever I go out, take pictures of the beautiful scenery, beautiful sunset of Dubai, or travel. That's where I disconnect to whatever negative stuff going on in my life and just focus
So
on
basically, it's
positivity.
the core of your.
Yes, basically, like, yeah, like, for me, the whole day is creating content. Like, whatever happens to me, I create stories. If I'm at work, I also create some stories as well. So for me, everything that happens is content creation for me.
You're lucky. I usually forget my phone anywhere.
Yeah, we struggle a lot every day. We're spending about 2 hours just finding the phones. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes natural. Once you get used to it, it's just natural.
It's a talent.
It's a talent, yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
So
And that's why he's successful. That's why he's known in the business, and that's why people,
Like
brands
his
are,
content.
collaborates with him.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
they
sure.
collaborate with him.
that's true. That's true.
So how does your social media content translate into business?
Oh, well, see, so like I told you, like, when I post on social media, of course, my followers see my post. My social media is not really trying to promote my business, so it's not like direct advertisement, but it's putting my brand into my followers. Like, for example, if they're working in a company and then eventually they require a photographer or videographer, then all of a sudden they will think of, oh, Jruzz, he's the guy who's posting beautiful sunsets or creating tutorials, and that way they will remember me and they will suggest me to the company. So that's how I market my business. So it's not really direct marketing that, hey, I'm a photographer,
Not
I'm
a
this
hard sell.
company, hire me as your next someone to cover your event. No, I don't do that things. So for me, I think it's called indirect marketing.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. So and my followers doesn't know that. They
Now they know.
now they know. Now they know. Yeah.
I know.
So like put something that people will remember you. So yeah, that's how I market myself. And that's also one good advice for content creators, influencers out there that running their own products or business. It's better to market yourself or your brand indirectly to people, because people, they know when they're getting sell at, and usually they don't like it. So yeah, it's better to provide value, provide information. That way your name, your brand will stick to them, and eventually they will thought of you when they need of your services.
Yeah, I mean, hard selling is really a thing of the past. Really, when
Sure.
when you have a product or when you
Yeah.
deliver a service, sometimes it's really annoying to listen to people like, hire me, like, use me,
That's
you
true.
know. And whether it's a product or a service, sometimes when you just show it
Yeah,
or let people hear it, then you'll get more opportunities for it.
Yeah, and there are even brands on, like, for example, TikTok
Mhm.
or Instagram that they don't even put their actual product
Yeah.
on their social media.
Yeah.
Not sure if I can name brand, but can I?
Yeah, okay.
Gatorade, for example,
Mhm.
like, they never put their,
Yeah.
or Red Bull, they don't put their product on their social media.
Yeah.
But it's the experience, it's the entertainment, So that's how this huge,
Yeah.
marketing.
And
stuff.
sometimes it works. It works better than really
Sure.
hard sell. So for example, right now we're not showing that, hey, we're using Apogee mic, which is really good. You know?
Exactly.
We're not doing that. We're just using it and then letting you hear it. And then if you
Yeah.
like it,
Gone are the days when you were about to watch a YouTube channel, and before you watch the actual content, they will speak about the brands they're using and stuff.
Yeah.
Gone. Those days are gone.
Actually, speaking of brands, this is not our brand, but I think we can, right? But one of you've mentioned experiential marketing. One of my two brands that I really adore on how they do it. Number one is Red Bull. You said something
Red Bull.
about Red Bull. Red Bull is really, they're so active in, let's say, Formula One, the skateboard, or those competition.
Yeah,
So you see a lot of Red Bulls in there. But at the same time, another brand that comes to mind is GoPro. The way when they started the business, it's not them doing the marketing. It's people who are doing the marketing for the brand and showing that they jump on the cliffs and then it's
they're one of the brands that started it, or they probably started
actually
it.
actually probably we don't know. We didn't put a reason. That's just part of this conversation. But yeah, I think if they're not the ones who started it, probably, but they're the most effective, I think.
Sure. Yeah, and it works.
Yeah.
So, since you're really into social media and content creation and stuff, can you share some opportunities that developed initially because of your social media content? So there was was it a process or something happened that allowed you to even grow and build your own company, or how was it Did you receive any opportunities from this?
So 2017, I started my company, and then the story behind why I put up or started my social media is because I want to basically market my company, my creative comic. I want to put it out there on social media to market. And then eventually, while doing it, I started loving taking pictures of Dubai sunset. And then that kind of changed my idea of how to market my company. So instead of just marketing the company, it's all about marketing myself as a photographer. So that's how it started. I started going out, taking pictures of sunset, and eventually people loved it. They liked it. Also, that's when I started showing my personality to the people. I think that's when my career on social media just blew up, when I started showing myself, showing funny skits, showing them my personal life, and that's how I actually met your lovely marketing manager. So that's how it started, and then it became all about me, my life, my talent. So creative comic is more in the background right now. So it's more about Jruzz. And then I get a lot of collaborations from, for example, Canon. I used to just use Canon as my camera brand, and then after so many years on my social media, they eventually collaborated with me. I became one of their partners. So yeah, there's many more brands, MediaCast, and there's Asus. There's so many other brands that I can name off. So it led me to so many possibilities, and especially people like followers. That's given me a lot of love from the people that basically I don't know. As like what they say, your biggest supporters will be the people that you don't know. Strangers basically. So that's what I got from social media.
Well, you're lucky. I don't have enough luck on strangers, so but no, but kidding aside, I mean I think the growth of most businesses and most personalities really, because of the rise of social media use as well.
Sure.
And every country is, there's a certain good number of people that are using social media, and and really I have this personal admiration to those people who really jumped onto it and they made the most out of it. And just like you created the business out of it, you created your own brand out of it. And what's interesting really is that, okay, you're a business owner and then you have a brand. Most of the people would have a brand and then the business and then the brand. But for you, it's different. The way, what's special about Jruzz and Creative Comics is that Jruzz is on top of the brand, and that really shows how powerful social media is, how relevant content creation is.
That's true.
And if you hit it right, if you do it right, you'll be successful.
And believe it or not, a lot of my followers doesn't even know what I do in my life. They don't even know that I own a company. So even though it's in my profile, they just don't know. They always ask me, what do you do? Like, why do you have so much time? Why do you travel so much? Well, what I do is basically what I love.
Why do you shoot so much?
Exactly. So so I do what I love doing. So yeah.
And that's what they also say. in our previous episodes, I think that's the running theme of what we're doing is that when you love what you do, you don't call it a job.
Yeah,
You just go on with it.
Yeah. Basically, this like the best job in the world.
Yeah.
The thing that you do for free.
Mhm.
When you get paid out of it, that's the best job to do.
Just like our marketing manager too. He loves his job.
Can we just name him, or just keep him?
I think he's smiling with a very big smile at the corner. So, yeah.
Okay, back into the questions. So, when you go on projects, usually, what are the 3 must-have that you can't leave home or office without, that are with you all the time?
Oh, that's a good question. Jobs. When you say jobs, like actual
Projects that you're going to do.
projects, like company projects.
Yeah.
Okay. 3. Oh.
You
Okay.
must-haves.
Uh, okay, camera for sure, of course. Camera.
I wanted to say aside of camera.
Oh, side
Aside of camera is
the cameras. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I have. Okay, interesting. I don't have it with me. I think I have it. Okay, this thing.
Is it
Actually,
your
do you know this thing? You know this? You know this guy?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is basically like what do they call this? Like a Swiss. It's not a Swiss knife, but it's same. Like you can do so much out of this. You can basically unlock and locks the camera threads. And you can also fix whatever stuff that you need for your cameras and the tripods. And so this is a very useful tool for me. I can't live without this because if I don't have this, I usually struggle. Tightening and loosening some of my stuff. So this is very important to me.
This is number
I don't know what it's called, but multi-tool photographer, multi-tool. I don't know.
We call it Jruzz too.
Jruzz tool, and
Yeah.
you can even open some bottles of this.
We should have Jruzz too.
Yeah, the Jruzz too.
So that's one. That's the stuff. 2 and 3. Okay, cell phone, mobile phone. Of course, behind the scenes, I have to capture what's happening, and also, communication, and
Yeah.
also reading briefs, the client, and then the third one. Why is it so hard? Third one can be my car. But it won't be carrying my gears. It will be impossible.
And
to
the
just carry it.
Angel Bird card.
Oh yes,
That's
the angel
Are we
bird.
throwing brands on this episode now? So that was the brief. Don't throw brands. Don't throw brands.
Since I got that, but it never left out of my camera because 1 terabyte and I can shoot anything. I shoot 4K, I shoot 8K raw. I traveled to Turkey 5 days. I shot 5 days in Turkey, and I think I only used probably 50% of the card. It's very, very, very amazing product. Angel Bird, 1 terabyte. Separate press type B.
Okay. So how do you know how to make content that people will relate to?
My answer will be, as a content creator, as an influencer, you should know your followers. You should know your crowd. Like, because when you started, like those people, they should follow you for what you are, for what you do. They should love you. They should love what you do. So if you know that, if you know what they love, and it's just very easy for you to, So for me, it's basically doing what is the reason why my followers followed me to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Photography, sunsets, and also they followed me for my funny personality. So whenever I put up jokes, that usually, blows up. So yeah, I know that they love sunsets, Dubai, and funny jokes from me, So I know that. So I just basically, play around with those content. So that's what I do. And I always adapt to whatever is trending on Instagram. Like, for example, Instagram before doesn't have reels, it's only pictures, Then when they started reels, then I started, putting up some real content, and also there was a time that people loved tutorials, so I also put up tutorials, and then eventually people love seeing funny stuff, entertaining stuff on Instagram, and I started also putting some funny skits, entertainment stuff. So yeah, it's also constantly adapting to whatever is trending on social media.
So you check analytics recently and see which
I'm not really
content-
that type of a person. I hate numbers. Okay, I don't really look at the analytics so much, and then adjust based on that. For me, I just feel it. I just feel what works and what don't.
and it always works like a point.
Yeah, well, there's a trial and error for sure. All posts won't be that successful. Like I know if a post fail, I know if a post is successful. So it's just trial and error basically. So the most important thing is knowing your followers. So you should know your
What they're
followers.
expecting from you.
And I think most successful content creators or influencers, they know what their followers want, for sure, 100%, So that's easy. Once you know what they want, it's very easy.
Mm-hmm. And it's all about adapting and
Yeah.
really understanding. It all boils down to understanding.
Sure.
And of course, it's really good that you know how to create them. You conceptualize them, you create them, you do it end to end.
Yeah.
And, it's probably a very, very good feeling.
Yeah, that's also my biggest advantage because I started as a graphic designer, a photographer, and a filmmaker, and also I should also do web design animation. So I do those stuff before I even started social media. So for me, when I started social media, for me it was like a piece of cake basically because I do this for a living, So yeah, it's for me creating content is super easy for me. So that's my background helped me a lot to run my social media. And a lot of content creators suffer because they have to hire, a photographer, they have to hire a videographer, a filmmaker to shoot them. So for me, opposite, I have all the resources, I have the cameras, so I can just run all by myself basically, So that's one of my
That's really
biggest
good.
advantage.
Nice. In your opinion, how do you make your content stand out? I know you follow the trends as you mentioned, and you understand your followers, but how you make it unique? Your taste is there.
Okay.
How you make it?
Yeah, my biggest advice is basically put your personality into your content. Okay, don't try to be someone else. I mean, I can't blame some other creators because when we started, we always admire huge personalities. We admire creators, and unconsciously we try to copy them. And that's actually not good because you're not putting your personality, and people will feel that if you're not acting naturally. If you're trying to emulate someone, they will know it for sure.
Absolutely.
So why
Still
they
obvious.
watch you? They will just rather watch the person that you're
Copying.
right? So for me, it's training yourself to put your personality into your content. For example, myself, I don't speak well English. But I just started talking. I just started. I know I'm not perfect. I also I'm a funny guy, and sometimes it comes naturally. And before, I used to try to limit the goofiness from my content, but I was like, why should I limit myself? It just doesn't come naturally when you do that.
Yeah.
So for me, I just let it loose, put my full personality to my content, and that took off my brand. So when they think of Jruzz, they know that this is a funny guy. This is someone that entertains, and also photography as well. So I still do a lot of photography. So
I think very interesting to pick up from that is of course, like what you said, people are creating their own contents and they're doing it, and as a matter of fact, some of them would copy or imitate or kind of pattern what they're doing.
sure.
I think what's special about what you said is that you know yourself. You're enjoying being goofy or being funny,
Yeah.
but at the same time you trust that. And it's there are a lot of social media influencers out there, and I think what make a lot of people stand out over the rest is they're unique, and everyone is unique, like what you said. your uniqueness would really define you. And with the brand, with your brand, it's something that really relates to a follower. Like,
Yeah.
okay, this guy Jruzz, okay, he's a photographer first, and then he's a funny photographer. You
Sure,
know,
yeah.
or like he's a photographer that do skateboards in New York, or whatever. So you kind of relate with thousands of photographers out there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You need to have something to add on
Sure.
to
And
it.
another backstory, when I started on Instagram, there are a lot of successful photographers already on Instagram here in Dubai. And for me, it's always about like finding what will make you stand out from the competition. Because back in the day, I used to compete. I used to be in a band, and we used to compete competitions, and we won a lot of titles, and that's where I knew how to stand out to competition. Okay, so when I got into Instagram, and then I basically scouted my competitions, and then that's when I realized what I can put out there that will stand out against all of them. Okay, because see, all photographers uploads good pictures. Everyone uploads Burj Khalifa pictures,
Not
you know,
all,
sunset
not all
pictures.
good pictures though. Right?
Yeah,
So a
yeah,
lot
sure.
of photographers
Okay.
that just
Exactly. So if I will just upload the same pictures as them, then how will I stand out? You know, that's when I started, putting up including my personality, and that's basically separated me from the rest of the competition, and that's how the brands see that. If they search for Dubai photographer, and and if you stand out to all of those results, then brands will eventually go to you. So that's why I do it.
And you've mentioned the band experience.
Yeah.
So when you were starting to be a social media person,
Yeah.
why photography? I mean, right? You were in a band. Why didn't you do dancing, or why didn't you do
Playing
cooking,
instruments.
playing instruments? No, seriously.
Singing.
Oh, that's a good question. Well, let's admit it. In Dubai, band or music scene is not that big. It's not something that you will get a lot of money off. Sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's not, compared to the Philippines. I'm comparing to our country, Philippines, comparing to US, right? Their country's big. Here it's not that much. That's what I felt. I tried to before. I used to play nightclubs.
Okay.
I used to play for different bands. And it's just for me, I want to do something that will give me more better future. That's what I.
So maybe if you moved from Dubai, you will maybe change.
Maybe we'll never know, because whenever I go on vacation to the Philippines, I had my drums over there. I play drums. I meet my bandmates. And we play along. So maybe again, it depends on where I am. Just Dubai music scene is not that big. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So
I agree to some degree. And at the same time, I think the message of this part is, especially for people that are listening to us right now, it's don't be disheartened. When you want to start something, if you want to be a content creator, and you cannot always say, oh, there's a lot of photographers out there, there's a lot of musicians out there, there's a lot of poetry readers out there. If you're passionate enough for what you're doing, you'll do it. There's a lot of travel bloggers out there, but then people still make, and why are you smiling? but then you will still find your niche. And I remember somebody told me once, he's also a content creator, and then I was told that you just need one video, just need one viral video, a video that goes viral, and then that would really propel you. And I guess for listeners that are really thinking of starting, just start it, right? Do you agree with that? I mean, I'm not an influencer or anything, but what would you say to a budding content?
yeah, for sure. If you want to do something, if you love to do something, just do it. Nike said it best. Just do it.
Just
When
do it.
I started again, a backstory. I started as a street vendor here in Dubai. I used to sell on the street in Karam, but there was a staircase that I used to sell on the street, because back then I don't have any career. That was 2006, 2007. So I don't know photography. I don't know videography. I don't know designing whatsoever. I don't know anything. But I had a dream. I want to, at that point, I want to become a graphic designer. I want to on that field. So what I did, you remember those CDs back in the day, those customizable CDs that you will, put 20 songs, and then on top of the CD you will make an artwork.
Well,
Yeah, those burning CDs. She's
yeah,
probably-
she's like she was born in 2000, so she was like, that's why she smiled when you say 2006. In her head, I was like 5 or 6.
This guy is too old for me. So back in the days, there was a trend, we had these audio cassettes.
Like a story.
CD, CD.
Yeah.
CD, yes? Yeah, CD. And,
Well, it's good you started with CD. I started with tape.
yeah.
Cassette. Do you know cassette tape?
Yeah.
Now she's our guest. Yeah. No, no, the cassette.
Cassettes,
the
like,
cassette.
Oh.
From my parents, they were using.
So I used
It was
to
still there.
So I used to design those. I used to put my face or my daughter's face or a movie poster, and then put up 20 songs. And eventually I sold that to people passing by, and people loved it, And then I sold so many of that, and I earned, good amount of money. And then I studied graphic designing course. So that's essentially how I started my career. I worked on a street, and then once I got the money, I sold it, and then I enrolled myself to school, graphic designing, and that's how it began.
So basically, the graphics took you to
Yes, a graphic
photography.
designer, and then I started photography, videography. Also, I started animation, web design. So many stuff that it's for me. Learning, you shouldn't stop learning. You should always try to learn. Even today, I still try to learn. I still like public speaking, like this. 5 years ago, I can't say anything in front of people or camera, but I train myself. Social media, I train myself, so it's always trying to learn something. Even a few weeks ago, I texted your lovely manager that I am studying the Resolve. So I'm trying to move from the software that I'm using for the past 10 years, and I'm trying to move to the Resolve, and I'm trying not to look back on that software. So yeah, I still keep on studying. So that again, that's like, for me, you shouldn't stop from improving yourself. So that's kind of my attitude in life. That's my motto in life. So that helps me to bring me to where I am today. It's constant learning, and taking risk. You should always take risk. If not, you will not go
You
anywhere.
will not
If you're
make
always in your
mistakes.
comfortable space, you will not succeed, I believe.
Absolutely.
I think that's again a very, risk taking is something that I won't say dying art, but it's a lot of people these days, both old and young, they kind of stop taking risks.
Sure.
And you'll see that, people want to be safe. People want to be on the safe side of things. But at the same time, sometimes taking risks is what will really make you successful or happy
That's true.
most of the time. So I'm all for that risk
When I
thing.
started my company, I had 2,000 dirhams on my bank account.
How much is it now?
2,000. Yeah, I earned 2,000 from the past.
From 2,000 to 3,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's a good
Yes, yeah, 50% growth. Yeah.
Exactly. See?
Yeah. See?
That's how you do it, guys.
Yeah.
Good job, Jruzz. If you can choose to put your content into one social media platform only, which one it will be?
Okay,
Friendster.
MySpace.
You have to explain to her.
Oh my! Okay, back in the day, before even Friendster, there's MySpace. Do you even know multiply.com? I don't think she knows it. Multiply, man.
What's that?
Shut up, bro. So one platform. Oh, well, that obvious answer will be Instagram. But if we're talking about like the next years to come, ooh, man, VR is becoming a thing, especially Apple Vision recently, and I believe that's the next big thing. I think content creator must see in that possibility
Yes.
how they can put their content into that space. So I'm constantly watching this trend. So yeah, I know it will be tough for me, especially we came from vertical content, right? Now we are going back to not even horizontal. 360 degrees, you know. So yeah, that's the next thing that I want to explore. So question for the long run, 3D, VR, you know. So
Yeah, the VR, AR, XR, MR.
exactly.
This is the future.
Yeah, sure.
I'm really excited about the future.
Yeah.
And in especially on that space of augmented reality or AR in general. And you hit the right point there. Like, right now we're at, vertical resolutions all the time, but now we're gonna be back, not just horizontal. It's like everywhere.
Yeah.
And Apple Vision with that release, I think this is the episode that we mentioned a lot of brands, right? So, which is our number one rule, not to mention a brand. But yeah, I think I definitely agree with that. Having something at I think there will be a social media space that would
For sure.
really open up.
Mm.
Probably, Facebook is on the works on that.
And again, it's about how you adapt to
Yes.
certain trends, and I know a lot of photographers today that still post horizontal content, which is very outdated, but they still stick into that. They fail to adapt to the trend, So yes, for me, it's always they want to look out on what's going on. So I will always try myself to adapt to whatever is in the market. So.
Agree. What's the role of technology in your career in creative media?
Oh, I can say the role of technology is right about 100%. Like all what I do today is helped by technology, So yeah, everything I do, of course, mobile phone, cameras, social media. Even when I started, those CD printing, all of those are through technology. So I can say that I owe what I am right now because of technology, And it's just good to have this kind of thing in our generation. Like, just imagine yourself back in the day. Like, if I put myself, like, I don't know, like 1,000 years ago, what do you think would be my my career back then? Knowing my personality, I don't know what would be my career. I don't know, probably a clown or whatever. I don't know, man. But yeah, that's a good what if scenario. That's always that I always think about. Yeah, what if you put away the technology into my life? Like, what will I be? I think most of us can relate to that, right?
Yeah, and I think if you're a clown, it will be a cool episode to have a clown as a guest today.
That's true. That's true. So yeah.
We're done with our questions.
Yeah, but there are some surprise questions.
Oddball questions.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like this.
Do you have it? The rapid fire questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's try.
So this is different because you cannot explain.
I can't explain.
You just have
Just
to
yes or
answer
no.
Yes or no.
Yes or no, as in?
Just yes or no.
Oh, shit. You're putting some lie detector on me? Huh?
Oh, we are requesting that from our marketing manager. Yeah. Yeah. So.
This toy that you put your finger and then it will.
That's your finger.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Like a dog. I think that's a dog that you
We
put your
should get
finger.
this.
If it says that you're lying, it will just snap your finger.
Okay. Yeah,
It's a good
we'll
one.
find that. We'll find that. All right.
Okay, let's start.
Okay.
TikTok for business, yes or no?
I can explain. Okay, for myself, right? For myself. TikTok for business.
Or from your perspective?
No.
No.
It's a soft no.
Can you go back and explain?
No.
Later?
No.
Later.
Later,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
You can only explain one, by the way.
Okay, sure.
Autofocus is overrated.
Ooh, autofocus is overrated. Oh.
This will haunt you,
I
Jruzz.
know. I know. No.
No?
Yeah.
I see.
This is very good. This is very good because we, if you catch our past episode, there's a different perspective on that. Again, after all this yes or no question, you can only defend one.
Okay.
So anyway,
Okay.
next.
Okay, so the last one. AI will take over your job in the near future.
No.
That's good.
Confident?
That's the hardest no we got from Jruzz. I have another one. Quality or consistency? It's not a yes or no question. I know our marketing manager is not following the rules, but then it was passed on to me. So
Quality or consistency? Okay. Speaking for myself, I think consistency.
consistency.
I mean, I don't have the right to explain, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we'll give you a chance to answer just one or defend one of your answers.
Which one? Which one do you want me to defend?
No, I think the softest no that you've given is TikTok for business.
TikTok for business?
Yeah.
Okay, for me, TikTok for entertainment.
It's not fair. But
Well, I mean, for some people, for business, yeah. But for me personally, TikTok for entertainment. I scroll TikTok for entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
and also I post myself to TikTok for entertainment. You know,
Mhm.
so that's how I see
Okay.
TikTok.
And I guess as as a brand and as a business, you find where you can succeed. You know, I know some businesses that are not even running their social media
Yeah.
because they do things differently. It's not for social media, but then same business model or same business vertical, and then they're active on social media and they're doing good in there. So
But still, I get leads from social media by
Yes.
putting entertainment.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that you put entertainment that you will not get business. You know. See, it depends.
agree.
It just depends how you market your stuff.
correct.
It really depends. So,
Yes, it's all about marketing.
absolutely right.
Exactly.
So that's why, yeah. Okay, I'll stop the marketing reference.
Invited our-
But I want to defend that AI thing.
Hey, that's interesting. Okay, I think we have time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you don't even have to put this. I can just.
No, we'll
defend
put it.
myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See, for me, if you're just a photographer, if you're just a videographer, someone that just press a button, for example, if you're just shooting events, for example, yes, AI can eventually take your job, right? But I'm different. Like I'm as a content creator, you have to direct, you have to think, you have to put a lot of thoughts into your content, and I don't think that's something that AI can replace, not anytime soon. Like creativity,
Correct.
and knowing what people like, I don't think it's something that can be replaced.
Yeah.
Like this type of so creative industry is hard for any artificial intelligence to replace. So directors, content creators, influencers, those stuff, I don't think they
Yeah,
will
and then
replace
it's
it.
artificial.
But again, if you're just pressing a button, then yes, you might get replaced by AI. So if you know that you're that kind of person, try to evolve yourself, try to improve, try to add something, So try to put more creativity into what you do. So in that way, in the future, you'll be more safer.
Yeah, I that's a wonderful comment that you said. I mean, she's yeah, she's her. Can I say this? Yeah, she has her masteral degree thesis about artificial intelligence.
Okay.
So, yeah, you're correct. It's artificial, and if you're a one-sided
Sure.
guy, of
Yeah.
course, and of course there are a lot of AI sites out there. I've got the chance to work on a project we're in. It's one of the first things that they've done. It's in the Philippines. It's an experimental film. The direction, the script writing, the scene, everything is AI generated. There will be actors. There are actors in there, and even the editing was AI. The only thing that made a difference was the sound production of it, because they did an AI on sound. It was really bad,
Okay.
but it's still different. I know AI is constantly improving, constantly evolving, of course, because it learns from everyday interaction of people to it. But I guess if it won't really be something that would replace a complete human
Sure.
person. So,
I don't know how AI can replicate a personal feel,
yeah,
like a feel that you get from someone that created with passion,
correct.
feelings. Like when you watch movie or listen to a song that basically created with passion and love, you feel it as a human being. You will feel that for sure,
Yes.
And anything that created by AI today, you won't feel the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So I just don't know how they can even replicate that. I mean, see. We'll see in a few years, But for now,
Yeah.
See.
And really, what's interesting is you've mentioned we don't want to sound cheesy on this podcast, but I think something that has basically done with love. It's something that you will feel as a consumer, whatever art it is.
Sure.
May it be a painting, a sculpture, or even photos and videos out here, music. For us, if I listen to something or watch something, I know if the person is too tired on that specific shot of the day.
Exactly.
Because you do that. But then when you do something that with love and with passion and with all your emotions put into it,
Sure.
that will translate to something that's seen or heard, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're done. We're done with all the questions.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank you too. Thank you, Jruzz. Thank you, Lawrence and Majd. Yeah.
And there you have it, folks. That was Jruzz. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was really, really a standout episode. Thank you so much. So whoever is interested in photographing, videographing, this episode is especially for you. You can learn from our legend. We will continue to have conversations with interesting and notable individuals in the world of creative media technology here in the UAE. And we look forward to you joining us in the next episodes. Please do follow or subscribe to whatever platform you're viewing this now so you will get notified in succeeding episodes. Once again, my name is Mel.
And my name is Larry, not the legend, and you're watching Live at MCX. That's good.
Amazing, Majd. Amazing.